Now that we have our preliminary road laid out, we can actually close this profile viewer, and we will build the actual corridor now. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to on the corridor ribbon, we'll go to create corridor. We'll call this main road. We'll leave all this the way it is. We'll select our original ground, tying into the original ground. We're not going to worry about native or fill material. We will reference the original ground as well as the finished design. We're going to select both of those. We'll click OK. We're going to start at 0 stationing, and we're going to create a new definition, and we're going to call this full typical. We'll click insert, and we will do this so we can see both 3D view and our cross-section view. So the first instruction that we're going to put in is an offset and slope. We're going to go from our main road. We're going to offset it. We have a 12-foot lane with a -2%, and the name for this, we'll call it edge of pavement. Now you can come in here and define and manage these template node names, or we can just leave it the way it is. When we click down in here, you can see we want to set this to lane edge, so we want to make sure that's lane edge. We'll go ahead and click add, and that adds in that first segment of our roadway. You can see our corridor is actually being built here. Next, we're adding the shoulder, so we're going to go from the edge of pavement. We're going to offset this 4 feet, and we'll do a -4% for the slope. We'll call this shoulder, and we'll call that, set that to be shoulder as well. We're going to add that one. Now what we want to do is we want to add in a little bit of a fore slope for our ditch, right? So we're going to have either a ditch or a fill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, I'm going to do another slope. We're going to go shoulder. From the shoulder, we're going to offset this 1 foot, and we're going to do a ratio of 2 to 1. And the name here will be DFS for ditch fore slope. This one we're also define as shoulder. I'm going to add that. All right. We actually made a mistake. That should be a -2.1 because we want to force this to go down. So I'm going to put -2 in there. So now we're make sure we put that in. Next, we're going to add in an instruction. So we're going to add another instruction, and this one's going to be a side slope, and it's going to go from our fore slope. We're going to target our original ground. Our cut slope will be 1. Our ditch width will be 2 feet. Our fill slope will be 2 to 1, and we'll call this daylight. And we're just going to add that one. All right, so that adds in that ditch. And last step is to mirror the instruction. So now we've got the corridor built for the other side, or for the corridor for the whole road. Now if we move along the road, you can see we're in cut and fill. You can see where our fill is, where our ditches are, all the way through the entire road. All right, so we come back over here, we're in cut, we're in fill. What's nice about that, this is also is that as you come in here, right in here is where we're tying in over in this area. And if you notice in our site plan, we're going to have to put in a retaining wall. All right, so we've got a retaining wall that we have to account for. But this gives us a rough idea of what the road looks like, or the road in this area. Next, what we'll do is we're going to add in and create this other road, and as well as create the intersection.